important we face our opposition head on. And once again, the individual who came to us a while ago had the chance to speak to us in a reasonable manner. He had the chance to ask us some questions and show his solutions to this war. However, he chose not to do that. He chose to come here, claiming he has the solution to this problem, and then insulting us and expecting to be taken seriously. It is hilarious, truly, it is hilarious when people walk past us and they shout something like Slava России or Glory to Russia or something like that. I mean, personally, I find it very funny. I do. Because these individuals, when asked why they support Russia, they collapse under the minutest level of scrutiny. They can't handle it. They can ditch it out, but they can't take it. That is one of the most important things we have to remember about our opposition. My friends, it has to be mentioned. Throughout the last few days, and overall even the few weeks, Russia has been continuously striking Ukraine with their rockets, with their shells, with their Shahid kamikaze drones. They've been doing it non-stop. The war is not over just because people don't speak about it so much. This war is ongoing. And this war will not end until we do something to end it at long last. And not helping Ukraine is not doing something. To help Ukraine, that is doing something. To help Ukraine bring this war to an end at long last. As we know, in the Budapest Memorandum, the United Kingdom has pledged to support Ukraine and its sovereignty against any who might want to threaten it, against any who might want to violate that sovereignty. Russia has violated that sovereignty. Now, the United Kingdom is one of the countries that's helping Ukraine the most. For that, we say thank you. However, once again, my friends, the war is not over. Battle continues. The war continues. And we all can do something to help end this war at long last. We can speak. That's the first step to take in any free society. While we have that freedom, while we still have that power, the power to speak to each other, the power to influence our politics. It is a lovely sight to see Ukrainian flags over there, over Whitehall. However, my friends, to win a war, it is necessary to do more than simply flying a flag on a building. It is necessary to help Ukraine with weapons, help Ukraine with air defense systems, help Ukraine with fighter jets, help Ukraine with long-range missiles. That is what Ukraine needs to finally bring this war to an end at long last. That is what we are here reminding people of, reminding everybody that the war in Ukraine will continue until the Russian terrorist regime is stopped for good, until they are beaten in Ukraine, until their government reforms. There needs to be a deputinization of Russia. That is our goal, my friends. And the deputinization of Russia begins with every single one of us acting against that terrorist regime, acting against Putin, encouraging our local governors, our local MPs to do something about it, influencing our politics to make sure that people do not forget, because we have certainly not forgotten. And if we forget about the war happening in Europe now, a full-scale war, the likes of which were never seen ever since World War II. If we close our eyes to that, if we ignore what's going on now, we would be fools, because we will be leaving ourselves open to the Russian terrorist regime and their genocidal tendencies. And they, you can be sure of that, they will do whatever they want if they feel like they can get away with it. That is why, my friends, we have to stay strong. We have to stay united, because that is the only way to move humanity to a better future. As we all know, Ukraine is the country that has sacrificed the most for world peace by giving up the third biggest nuclear arsenal in the world. And if Ukraine falls to the Russian terrorist regime, then we will not see world peace ever. What we will see is nuclear militarization, nuclear genocide, nuclear saber-rattling. That is what the Russian terrorist regime is bringing to the table. That is what the Russian terrorist regime wants to achieve, to scare the rest of the world into submission. It is our choice whether or not we want to live as free men and women, whether we want to live as slaves, like the Russians right now, nothing but slaves to their regime. Some don't want it, some do. The majority does not care. They have become depoliticized. They have been corrupted by these ideas that all politicians are the same. Oh no, what's the difference? They're all terrible. Wrong. We need to look for the greater good. And if there is nothing good, we need to look for the lesser evil at the very least. But we cannot allow the greater evil from taking over. If it takes over, we are done. We will no longer have a choice. We will no longer be able to change anything if the Russian terrorist regime does as it pleases. Imagine China taking over this country, just like they took over Hong Kong, just like they're planning to take over Taiwan. Would people like that? Well, for those who would enjoy living under the Chinese system, you are always welcome to migrate to China. However, they do not want to do that for obvious reasons. These individuals, they like to shill for countries like Russia, like China, like Iran, like North Korea even, sometimes, yes. Sometimes people are so stupid to the point that they shill for North Korea. We cannot be one of those people. And we need to tell those people in their faces that they are wrong, and we need to be able to prove that they are wrong. To show them with legitimate arguments that they are wrong. Slava Ukraini! Slava!